Okay, so these two streets are parallel. Corresponding angles are equal, so this is 98. And then to find A, you have a linear pair, so you can do 180 minus 98, comes out to 82 degrees, so that would be this here. So A equals 82 degrees, and B equals 98 degrees. So a pretty simple problem there. Okay, and then for number 19, it says select all the statements that describe parallel lines. So as you know, parallel lines look like this. They have the same slope. They go on and on forever and ever. They do not intersect, and they're also on the same plane or coplanar. So looking at this, it is a select all, so we have to be mindful of that. If lines are parallel, then they are coplanar. That is accurate. If lines are parallel, then they are not coplanar. No. If lines are parallel, then they intersect. No, the whole point is they do not intersect. If lines are parallel, then they do not intersect. That is correct. If lines are parallel, then they are not skew. That is true. To review what skew means, skew lines are two lines that aren't parallel, but they never intersect because they're like on different planes. So it'd be like a line going this way and a line this way, but because they're on different planes, they don't intersect. So that's just how. Okay, number 20, it says a line passes through point 9, 5, and 4, 3. What is the slope of the line perpendicular to this line? So first of all, we need to have the slope of the original. Slope is y2. James, can you turn around, please? Y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. If you don't have that memorized, it is on the reference sheet, so you can just reference it. And then setting this up, first set of coordinates x1, y1, and then second set x2, y2. And then we can plug the numbers into this equation. So we'd get 3 minus 5 over 4 minus 9. We get negative 2 over negative 5, or just positive 2/5. But it says, what is the slope of a line perpendicular to that line? So perpendicular, the slope has to be a negative reciprocal. Negative or opposite reciprocal, we want to think of it. Opposite reciprocal. So like 2/5 would be negative 5 over 2. And that's your answer. Okay, then up here, I'll zoom in more too. You've seen quite a bit of practice like this on Alex, which is nice. It says 3 lines have these equations. Identify the relationship between each pair, whether they're parallel, perpendicular, or neither. So parallel lines have the same slope. So like 1/2 and 1/2. And then perpendicular are negative reciprocal. So like negative 2/3 and 3/2. Like a negative and a flip. Opposite sign. Okay, so that's what we're looking for. So it says for M and N, it's just a negative. It's not even a flip. It would need to be flipped. So this one's actually neither. They would have to have the same slope to be parallel, which they don't. And it'd have to be a negative reciprocal or a negative flip for it to be perpendicular. And then for M and P, 2/3 and negative 3/2. So that's the negative flip. So that would be perpendicular. And then for N and P, it's flipped, but it's not the opposite sign. So neither. Number 22 is also popular in like PSATs and SATs. It says write an equation in slope-intercept form for the line that passes through negative 3, 2 and is perpendicular to this line. Well, a line perpendicular to it, a negative reciprocal would be like negative 2 over 1 or just negative 2x plus b, the y-intercept. To find the y-intercept, we have to use these coordinates. So this would be x and y. We plug this into the equation to solve for b. So y is 2. And then we just go through and solve. B equals negative 4. So the y-intercept of our perpendicular line that goes through these points is -4. So our full equation in slope-intercept form would be y equals -2x minus 4. Okay, and 23, it says if AB is parallel to CD, find the measure of ACD. So this angle right here. Well, if these are parallel, consecutive interior angles are supplementary. So these two add up to 180 degrees. So that's how we're going to set it up to solve for x. So 6x plus 6 plus 9x minus 6 equals 180 degrees. Then we'll solve, so like combine like terms. 6 minus 6 is just 0. X equals 12. It doesn't ask for what x is though, it asks for the measure of ACD. So measure of angle ACD is 9x minus 6, so we'll do 9 times 12 minus 6. 9 times 12 is 108. So measure of angle ACD is 102. That's all for that page.